Yeah, yeah. I got Happy Gilmore grind and hustle. You know, for those of you that aren't quite clear of what the movie what the movie is about when it comes to Happy Gilmore, it was starring Adam Sandler, and pretty much Adam Sandler used to be a hockey player in the movie, and he had a bad attitude. You know, he was defiant, but his talent was undeniable on the ice. You know what I'm saying? But it was just his attitude. But he learned that his mom was about to lose the house and everything, going through financial problems and stuff. And so came up with an idea. He came up with a plan, and through the help of some people, he decided to go ahead and start playing golf. But he wasn't your traditional traditional golfer. You know what I'm saying? He took what he had learned in in hockey and applied it to the golf course. He wasn't no in the movie. He had of course you're always gonna have the villain or the antagonist. You know what I'm saying? In which Adam Sandler was the protagonist, of course, but the antagonist was uh, Scooter McGavin, and Scooter McGavin was this guy that thought that he was better than everybody, and he was just because he was a better golfer and he was more rich and all this other stuff. He just thought that he was just better than everybody. You know what I'm saying? And he was more popular and everything. But as soon as Happy Gilmore had came on, Scooter McGavin noticed that he was taken away from his popularity, taken away from the clout that he had and everything. And it was because he was being himself. He wasn't trying to sit there and dress all fancy in the polos and all that other stuff. Nah, Happy Gilmore was rugged. If you don't like what he had to say, you know, fuck you. Get out my face. He don't care if this was the Masters. And you see that even in the movie, he was willing to square. He was willing to fight Bob Barker, who was in the movie from The Price is Right. Special guest. Some of y'all are too young to know who Bob Barker is. But pretty much, man, what I'm saying to you in this movie, the reason why I say, man, I got Happy Gilmore grind and Happy Gilmore hustle is because, man, he didn't worry about the fundamentals and the essentials, being all perfect, you know what this looked like and what that looked like or any of that. He just went out there and grinded and did everything that was necessary because he had a prime objective, which was to make sure that he made enough money for his mom. He wanted the money, not the notoriety or the fame, and that's what I keep trying to tell y'all. It's too many of y'all that are focused on being perfect and trying to make sure that you impress this person and try to make sure that you impress that person and all that other stuff. Man, all that stuff goes out of the window. All that stuff goes out of the window. What's up with it, Memphis? I see you in the building. All that stuff goes out of the window. And I'm gonna drop the link for everybody that that want to come in and speak on this, because when you grinding and when you hustling and when you doing what is necessary to make sure that you progress, that vision that you have, like I told you, it's got to be tunnel vision, man. You can't sit there and worry about what this person is saying or how you look. You can't even really worry about look. Yes, it is. Take pride in yourself and take pride in your appearance, but don't be so nervous to the fact where it throws you off. Don't be so nervous. Oh, well, I'm not popular no more, or I can't do this, or well, this person is better than me in this aspect and everything. That's gonna happen. Somebody's always gonna be better than you in something. That's just the reality. But what you can do is outwork that person, or outwork the competition, or outsmart the competition. You don't have to be the biggest. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be even the most athletic. And I'm talking about as it pertains to sports. But guess what? You can outthink and outsmart your competition, and that's applied in life. That's applied in life. Some of you get so, oh well, man, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. Like, okay, I was telling somebody, man, they were telling me, that they wanted to get, something started, in terms of their social media platform, or even their YouTube platform or whatnot, man. And what and they were asking, well, how can I, how can I do this, and how can I do that, things of that nature. And pretty much, man, you just have to, first and foremost, you gotta be yourself. And the other thing is, man, is like, you don't have to. Everybody thinks that you gotta have all this, this fancy equipment, and you gotta have this, and you gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? You can have all that stuff, like in real life, and still be broke as hell and still not making anything. It's kind of like setting up a business. You done invested all this stuff into a fancy building. Like, let's say you try to come up with a barbershop, or a restaurant or something like that, and you spent all this money on expensive pots and pans and all this other stuff, and guess what? You're not making that money back. Nobody's coming to eat your food or anything. But meanwhile, you got somebody that got a hole in the wall, and he just destroying your ass. He's destroying you. You know why? Because that person is not focused on, how pretty it looks, or I have to have the best this or the best, the best equipment, or any of that stuff. Nah, man, all you gotta have is a dollar and a dream, man. Pretty much. That's all you need. And a lot of us, man, we sit here, man, we gotta, in order to, because look, man, there's nothing wrong with competition. I love competition. Friendly competition, or even if it's got to get a little, it's got to get a little rugged. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's got to get a little, you know, grudgeful. But the thing that's gonna separate you from competition is by you setting yourself apart, and not trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to be like everybody else, man. If you're unique and you're your own person. Continue to be that. Don't try to be like anybody else. You know, you be yourself. It's okay to take ideas and stuff like that, but man, the Most High made you who you are. Unfortunately, look, if you 5 foot, you know what I'm saying, there's nothing you can do about that. If you dark as hell, there ain't nothing you can do about that. Well, you can now in society, but you be stupid to do it. It's just like with K. Michelle doing all this shit to her face. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand that, man. You know, like, stay who you are, man. Be true to yourself. But see, a lot of y'all don't know how to be true to yourself. Y'all want to sit here and you want to try to be another person or fill another void when that void has already been filled by 50 other motherfuckers. You know, pretty much, man. I'm like this. I'm like what Tim Duncan said, the great Tim Duncan. He said, man, what you see is what you get. And listen, that's another example. Like Tim Duncan, right? The great Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, man, people criticize him because, even though Tim Duncan was great, he didn't talk that much. He was quiet, very reserved. His game was not fancy at all. You know, it wasn't exciting to watch. It was boring. It was boring to watch, but it was boring, but yet it was still beautiful at the same time because he was winning. Every year he was always in the hunt. He was always in the mix, and he did it his way, and he did it how you were really supposed to do it, just by utilizing the essentials and utilizing the fundamentals like you were supposed to. Like real talk, man. Stop trying to impress people. No, really, you should be trying to impress yourself. You should really be trying to impress your family. Really, you know what? Really, you're not even really supposed to even really be trying to impress yourself. It's not even your immediate family. Stop trying to impress people. Be who you are. Be who you are, man. They tell you your shoes are dirty. Hey, make them even more dirty. But guess what? Hey, the reason why my shoes are dirty, you know why? Because I'm working hard. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the best clothes in the world and everything like that. Well, shoot, eventually you'll get some. Right now that's not your major focus for that. They tell you, okay, but shoot, man, you need a haircut and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, shoot, right now, hey, paying my bills is more important than getting a haircut. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I look a little shabby right now, but fortunately, I gotta have a place to stay. It's gonna be like you gotta have Happy Gilmore grind. Happy Gilmore wasn't worried about looking like Scooter McGavin. But guess what? Happy Gilmore, he was still able to get the ass from the reporter. The reporter liked him. Scooter McGavin was up in there thirsting for that bride that was. She was in the Happy Gilmore. You know why? Because he was tough. He was rugged. He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? But he also had a heart, and his heart and his plan and his focus went to his because he had a bigger goal in mind. Man, he didn't care about no golf. Look, you got to choose what you love. If you love something, listen, the way that you're going to be great is because you know that you're not great in it. And I know that don't make any sense, but until I break it down, but this is what I mean. if you if you're playing a particular sport and you're just playing it just for fun and everything, you know, usually as a kid, that's what you do. You don't have no care in the world. But people are constantly telling you, people are constantly picking you. People are constantly saying, "Oh yeah, you good. I want him on my team. I want that guy on my team or whatever." And you do all that until you somehow you in high school. Next thing you know, you're in the varsity. The coach is like, yeah, I want this guy. I want this guy. You have an ability that's already met. People are reaching and grabbing for you and everything. And next thing you know, you get to college. You know what I'm saying? And all these scouts and stuff like that. You know, 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you that that person that was being successful at what they were doing and stuff like that, they could say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. You know why? Because it was just fun to them, and they didn't really take it that serious. And the reason why that person was great is because they didn't really know that they were. They didn't really know that they were. Sometimes, man, when you step up in a field or you step up into something and you really don't know that you're great at it or whatever. Sometimes, man, you'll be really great, and somebody will keep telling you, "Oh yeah, you're really great." Like if you make beats, if you make beats or make good sound or something like that, right? For music and producing, you might just be doing it as a hobby aside from your regular job or your regular career or whatnot. But you're just doing it for fun, and people are telling you, you know what, you're really good at that. You should take it serious or blah blah blah. And then the minute you start taking it real serious or whatever, guess what? Then it doesn't become fun anymore. So what I'm saying is that you gotta assume that you're not great at something, but just go and have fun and not have a care in the world, but still just keep grinding and hustling or whatever. And I trip out on a lot of guys, man, that they trip out. Well, they'll get down on themselves because they'll listen to what somebody else has to say as it pertains to what they're trying to do. They'll be like, man, yeah, you should stop doing 50 things at once, or you should stop doing this and that too. No, you got to be strong-willed and be like, nah, you got to be headstrong, is what I'm saying. And that's a part of having happy Gilmore and grind and hustle. You gotta be headstrong. A lot of you are not headstrong. You let people dictate you. You let people manipulate you. You let people seduce you. You let people psychologically take advantage of you. Can't do that. Like a lot of people, they might assume right off the bat that I don't know what's going on. Or I don't think I know what's going on. But trust me, I know. But see, if you play into that person's trap, that's going to be beneficial for them. You know, everybody got their way of grinding. Everybody got their way of hustling. Everybody got their way of succeeding. Everybody got their way of doing certain things. And you can only do what makes you happy. Success does not come easy. And if they told you that it does, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. You know, now if you think it's going to be easy, that's a good mentality to have. But you got to understand that there's going to be trials and tribulations. There's going to be trials and tribulations with your grind, with your hustle. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hit speed bumps. You're going to hit. You're going to. You know, just like with Happy Gilmore. Like I was saying, man, he had a lot of adversity that he was having to face and everything. You know, he really wanted to play hockey. But guess what it was? It was his attitude. It was his attitude. You know, but he knew he was talented. Some of y'all sell yourself short. Some of y'all are really, really great at something. But what messes you up is your attitude or the way that you do things or the way that you talk to people. And some of you don't know that you mess up on so many opportunities out here in this world just by the way that you communicate with a certain person. And you be like, well, man, how come I didn't get that position? Or, you know, how come I'm not evolving in this particular field? Why am I sitting here wasting my time? Why am I chasing my own tail? Why am I going in circles? And it's because of the way that you communicate with a lot of people. We know you got the talent. We know you got the know-how. We know you got the skill. But do you know how to actually communicate with people? Do you know how to break break stuff down to people without being vocal? Now, don't get it twisted, man. I don't always use profanity like that. You know, like when I get around my kids, man, and I get around certain people, you know, you got to conduct yourself in the proper manner. You know what I'm saying? And see, a lot of y'all don't know how to do that. You don't know how to separate. You don't know how to separate the two. You don't know how to separate the two. You know, and that's why like a lot of people they judge our people anyway. That they automatically assume that we're not articulate or we can't pronounce or enunciate our words properly and stuff like that, man. Or you know, this person has a speech impediment, so that person, you know, okay, you know what, you know, he's not able to do this or he's not able to do that. You know, listen, look at Draymond Green. Okay, look at Draymond Green. He was signed on with he just signed on with TNT. You know, doing his thing here last night. Draymond Green isn't all articulate and you know what you would call you know a person that's proper or anything like that. But guess what? Draymond Green said that he has aspirations of doing stuff off the court, and you know he has a personality to where you know he's able to get inside that person's head and be able to talk to them and be able to find out what's going on. And then, like, while he's an asshole, while you might think he's an asshole on the court or whatever, you feel like, man, this guy, man, he ain't as bad as what I thought he was or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's because a lot of you don't know how to separate the two. You think that automatically assume that that person is like that in real life. That person wants to go, you know, just because that person, you know, wants to uh, embarrass you on the court or talk a lot of trash and all that other stuff, that doesn't mean that that person's gonna be that same way, you know, outside of what they're doing. Because it's their job to win, and they're doing everything that they can to win, whether it's psychologically, physically, they're doing everything that they can to win. Some of you, you want stuff to, come right away. You want a lot of, you want gifts and accolades and stuff like that. Right away. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And see, hey, you are what you put into whatever you're trying to do. You're only gonna get out of what you put into. If you're putting in 10% to what you do on the daily, guess what is gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It's 10% results. If you're raising if for some of y'all that got kids, if you're putting in 50% into your kids, well, guess what's gonna happen? You don't expect for your kids to in return give you 100%, especially if you're not giving them 100%, or a matter of fact 200%. Don't wait on nothing. Like Happy Gilmore grind and hustle. Look, he didn't wait on anything. He got right to it. He said, "Look, okay, mom, you about to lose your house. Okay, I'm gonna do whatever's necessary." Even he said, "Look, even if I gotta play golf." Some of y'all don't have that mentality. Some of y'all, okay, this is what you do. You be like, "Oh, well, I don't want that job. I'm not gonna work at Mickey D's, or I'm not gonna go work at a hotel, cleaning room, or I'm not gonna be no janitor, or I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. I'm too good for that. I'm just gonna sit at the house and wait." Man, fuck all that. Fuck that shit. I'm not gonna wait on nothing. We don't do no waiting. We don't do no procrastinating and none of that stuff. We get right to it. Get straight to the point. And if you're not like that around me, I don't want to be around you. If you have something against the way that I do things, hey, that's on you. I was just rated that way. It's just the way that I came up. I'm a product of my own environment. But you do whatever is necessary. Don't laugh at that person that's working at Walmart. Don't laugh at that person that's working at Popeyes. Don't laugh at that person that's even cleaning trash and doing windows and shit like that. Don't laugh at that person. Don't make the assumption that that person is broke, or that person is beneath you. That's what Scooter McGavin was doing it with Happy Gilmore. And that's why, like, movies like this, you can learn a lot. Movies like this, you can learn a lot. Everybody wonders why they not growing. Everybody wonders why they not getting better at something or anything like that. It's because you sitting there afraid and you sitting there complaining and you're not doing anything about it. You're not doing anything to fix the problem. Go and go fix that motherfucker, man. Whatever you have to do to fix it, let's just fix it. And if you're not gonna do that, don't expect for anything to get better. You're just wasting your time. If you're gonna build a team that's around you, you need to get you a team around you of people that don't want to. that don't want to waste time, that are trying to do everything necessary to solve every problem, and that wanna be just as successful as you or even more. Even winning doesn't even satisfy them. That's just like when I was talking to Memphis a while ago. I'm not satisfied with Joel Embiid and what he's doing. I'm not satisfied with what he's doing. And I know we're not talking about sports, but hey, I'll talk about anything that I want to over here. But especially when I'm applying it to a particular topic. But as it pertains to this man, you know, you can't be just satisfied with just doing something good after one day. You only as good as your last game. You only as good as your last day. What you did for her yesterday, what you did for her yesterday, you still got to continue to do that. Come on, man. And you got to keep the pressure on. You got to be a pressure cooker. You got to be a pressure cooker. You got to keep the pressure on. Good. Keep it good. You got to shove that shit down people. You got to force feed. You got to force feed people sometimes, man. And I'm not saying like in the sense of really holding them down or whatever, but sometimes you're gonna have to work harder than the next man. That's just what it is. You gotta outwork, outrun, outthink. You know what I'm saying? If you're not as talented as that one guy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Don't just think, okay, you're gonna get that athletic ability overnight. Nah, it's something probably that you're gonna have to work for. If your business is not thriving like you wanted to, but you see that person that's somewhere else or whatever, and they're growing and stuff like that or whatever, you just gonna have to work just a little bit harder. No, a lot harder. You gotta pound that pavement. It's called road work. Road work, man. You gotta be an architect, man. With architect, yes, it takes patience. A lot of y'all don't have patience, though. Y'all want stuff to come overnight. You want these players to automatically develop like within 1 year. You automatically um, expect for shit to be handed to you right away. You gotta put in your time, and you gotta put in your effort, and you gotta put in your work necessary. That's why some of y'all give up. Some of y'all are quitters. Just by like talking to some people sometimes, I can tell, man, this guy, man, this nigga ain't got no motherfucking confidence whatsoever, man. This man, you can destroy him mentally. It's so easy. Nigga is not capable of being strong-willed at all. Nigga don't have no happy Gilmore grind at all. Just by just talking to him. Like, man, it's so easy, man. Sometimes, man, I stop talking to motherfuckers, man, because yeah, it's so easy to destroy them mentally. Like you could tell that they mentally off balance. They don't have a like. It's like their their whole objective in life is to feel sorry for themselves, and make excuses and blame others. If you made a poor choice, that was on you. That was on you. You're supposed to keep the pressure on, no matter what, man. No matter what. And nobody, hey, look, if ain't nobody talking to you like this, hey, Polo is. I'm gonna give you real jet knowledge. You know what I'm saying? For all of my fellas, all of my, yeah, and my females too, and my queens too. You know, like somebody sat up there, and I laughed at this. He was like, "Yeah, well, you know, that's why you only have a couple of views and all this other stuff." Man, you think I give a damn? Like, man, no, man. I just like, you know, that right there, that tells me what you're trying to do is you're trying to destroy the energy of this channel. Man, I can care less. I'm good with the people that's rolling with me. If you're not rolling with me, hey, that's on you. But you know, I'm sorry, man. I'm not no reach and grab ass nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a backseat ass nigga. You know, and I'm not a train hopper. You know, I just don't do that. Matter of fact, I'm the conductor out of this bitch, and that's what you have to be. You got to be the conductor out of that bitch. Don't be the caboose. A lot of y'all are cabooses. A lot of y'all want to be like such and such. You want to do what that person's doing. Don't you know that you probably don't even have the capability to do what that person's doing? Person on the phone. Your lack of knowledge, your lack of knowledge in life, it won't take you anywhere. It won't take you anywhere. You know, you're gonna have disruptions in your life. It's just a fact, man. But the thing about it is that you look, yeah, some of y'all have windows of opportunity and don't even know that you have it. You know, some of y'all want to try to thrive and you want to try to succeed in shit that's negative. It's not gonna work. If you're trying to build something that's on evil, well, guess what's gonna be the downfall of it? It's gonna be evil. So you can't be surprised if it's kind of like being in a dope game. If you getting all this money and everything, you got the females, you know, stuff like that. You in the trap game and stuff like that. Well, you can't be surprised if somebody break into your house and rob you and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You already knew that it was going to happen, and it's the same thing with what you're trying to do now. If you're up in there, you're trying to do positive things, then you know, hey, that's wonderful. But if you're doing that negative stuff, don't automatically assume that nothing negative is not going to happen to you.